Hey, welcome to another week, a new episode, and today let's talk about remembering who we are. And it was this past Monday was Remembrance Day here in Canada, and in the US it was Memorial Day. So it was recognizing and remembering the fallen soldiers from the war. However, it also gives us a moment. It also gives us a moment to reflect on ourselves and the path that we've been on. This past Remembrance Week, or that Monday, that 11/11, was a chance for us to accept the version of us during the pandemic. The collective, like the energy in the atmosphere through and through for everyone was, hey, think about the version of you who you were during the pandemic, right? And appreciate and thank that version for doing what they needed to do to survive, right? Like I remember a time, the first like 2 weeks of the pandemic, I was in the space of so much unknowing, so much not knowing, that I thought we were gonna die, right? Like that was the initial thing, like, oh my god, this thing is spreading. We have to hunker down at home. Other people became the enemy. People started like delivering food with the full hazmat suit. We saw some interesting people go into supermarkets with that hazmats and the whole toilet paper run and all of that, right? All of that. And the thing that we were being called for this past Monday, and if you haven't, you can continue to, is remember that version of you, the version of you who didn't know and yet was able to move through. That is the version of you that needs to come out now, moving forward. Because we are moving towards a newer world. I mean, it's already begun, right? It's already begun, it's there. So we've already started. And it's knowing the beautiful thing, when like hindsight is 2020. Now for me, it's knowing that I understand how severe and bad the pandemic was. And it was for me too. I had my own stress and challenges going on at the time with me and my family back in India. However, it was also the time that I was most in my element of moving forward. Most in my element of moving forward. Like that's when I started my healing journey. And I congratulate and I thank that version of me who started that, because now here I am 4 years later. I went from, smoking cannabis every day, every single day, smoking weed all day, every day, all day, every day, yo. On the weekends, I would even like wake up earlier and then wake and bake. So good. Doesn't interest me anymore. Two, I didn't smoke for a full year. Didn't smoke any weed for a full year. I went from like never working out, barely working out, to starting to work out 3 days a week for even 5 minutes. I kid you not. To completing 375 hards, with the last one being a live hard program. And those of you that don't know 75 hard, it's working out 75 days for 2 workouts every single day, no rest. And each workout is 45 minutes. Right? So it's thanking that version of us that survived during the pandemic and possibly even thrived, right? Because we are being asked to trust in the unknown as we move through this new earth. And so that was the thing that I was being called to remember. And obviously then the journey too, right? Like what, and then it's like, okay, what am I moving towards? And this is where I will plug my mission, because I know it now, right? It is that healing journey which begins from within towards authenticity is the answer to love and freedom. Plain and simple, right? I have lived this, and now I have the abundance. I have the love. I have the money, whatever it is, but I didn't do it for that. It started that way, but I didn't do it for it. I have the abundance. I have the love of my life. I have the money, and it keeps coming in more and more and more and more. And one of the cool things is I couldn't recognize it. And as I'm speaking to you now, I'm recognizing it in the moment. That wow, I have been having abundance come my way in so many different ways. It is through the people in the communities that I serve. Like I'm a president of VSL. The people that showed up for me through and through. It was the women that I went out on a few, like not necessarily dates, but I went out to connect with them, to see, to feel, right? and then they help me out in their own ways. It's the bouts of money that I got out of nowhere. It's the clients that pay, it's the client that paid me. It's the lottery winnings that I got. I got like $1 lottery winning. I got $5, and then right. See all these like many abundances that came my way to then like get it all at once, to getting it all at once. Even the love of my life, the one person. And it is a beautiful journey. So to give you a taste, and then finally on that right, the funny thing was the way it came about too. Like there was this call to like smoke some weed, to remember that version of me and to thank that version of me who got me out of the pandemic. And then as I was smoking, as the day went on, later on, I got a moment. I took a moment to learn where I came, like to know, like I found the love that I was looking for ever since childhood within me, and then I let go of that love to move forward towards this thing called freedom, right? There's this masculine drive for achieving freedom. How that manifests is like financial freedom, that's the biggest way guys always talk about like freedom. Yo, I want that financial freedom. I want that financial freedom. But more so than that, it is just like this desire of freedom, of just being free. And I finally got to that point where I moved past my body, I moved past my ego, I moved past my mind to this place of everything and nothing. Yeah, right? And that's when I was like, whoa, this is what it is. Right? So, yeah, sit with that for a moment. And when I started the journey, I never knew that was what it was. However, when you start, you cannot know this. You can't even come close to it. All you're doing is healing these emotional wounds that you have. Because you're so deeply unhappy, you're so miserable, you're so depressed. Any sign that someone gives that, oh, this might be the right way, you just go and end up taking it because you really don't know who you are. And that's what this journey really is about. It's remembering who you are. And the only way to remember, because it's not about finding who you are, it is remembering, because you know who you are, but there's been these layers that have been created for you to forget. But ever so often, you remember. And it's this journey that what I'm calling you to go on. I went on it, and it is hands down the best thing I've ever done and the best thing I will ever do. Period. In my lifetime, this journey that I went on for these 4 years is the best thing that I have done and that I will ever do. Right? So, go on it. You can follow me, you can subscribe to me. There's a lot of other people doing it. But yo, be wary of them. See, the biggest thing about healing journey, yo, is like when people come to me for healing, I'm like, yo, I can't heal you. Just like plain and simple. You heal you. I give you the space for you to do it. Right? I give you the knowing for you to do it. I give you the love and the support for you to do it. But you do it, yo. It's your journey. Everyone has their own unique journey in this way. To the same place. So go on the journey. Follow me, subscribe to me, and I'm starting to do programs as well, right? So you can figure this out, or yeah, you can go out there and figure it out on your own and then come back to give you a taste of what this journey is like, every once in a while. So back in April, I was looking for an apartment, right? So for about how many months was it? It was for about 4 months. Actually, what? April, May, June. 3 months. 3 months. So for 3 months, I moved 6 places. For 3 months, I moved 6 places. Um, and in April, I was looking for my next place in May, right? I was looking for my next sublet. I was hoping it would be for like, till like November. Because I knew I wanted to do this thing till like November-ish. And then I was like, I'm not sure when this is coming and all that, whatever, right? And then November comes. Sorry, did I say November comes? No. April end comes. I look at different places. I'm looking around and like nothing's really clicking. One place kind of clicked, but it was with a roommate. and a dog, which is super cute. And then I started looking at other places too, and I did. And it was like the 30th of April, okay? Or the 29th. It was like the second last day of April, and I didn't know where I was gonna move in like 2 days. And it was like sitting, I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? 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 But I sat in the like, yo, it'll work out some way or somehow it'll work out. And I go to the last place I'm gonna check out, like to check out. I go there, I check it out. I'm like, I mean, I guess if this is it, this is it. But it was really not the spot, you know? It was with two other roommates, and the room was like pretty small. I was like, yo, I don't know if I want to do this. And then I'm like, going and getting food, right? And on my way to getting food, there's this bus coming my way, and it says sorry, bus full. And it's like the sorry I interpret as like, I'm getting signs like, yo, sorry I had to put you through this. And I was like, dang, like, okay, but can we rush this? Like, can we get the house? Can I get the apartment? And literally, yo, as I was getting the food, it hit me. One of the places that I went to check out, the one with the two-bedroom house with the dog, that was the place from the get-go. The only reason I didn't opt for that place is because I wanted it was like the 4 or 5 month till November stay. That's why I didn't opt for that one. Because this one was going to be another month stay. And the moment I realized, like, wow, I had to go through all of that to realize, like, there's a divine path, right? That at the end of the day, as much as I want it, it'll come to me when I'm ready. And like, now I am. And at that point, I was. And then poof, like that house was mine. He was waiting for me, and then within one day, I got it sorted. And then I was able to move within the first few days of May. Right, so what is that about? Yo, that is about trust, right? Like building that trust. And I have built that trust over and over and over again. The past 4 years, but mainly this past year, right? So that's what the journey is about. So that's why, even though when it gets super difficult, it's knowing that it'll all work out some way, somehow, and that builds the trust. And then it's learning to have fun, yo. Learning to have fun. If you're interested more, let me know. I'll definitely talk more about this as we keep moving forward. Right now, my YouTube videos are just mainly like what the week has been about. I am sure I'm gonna like start reducing it too and make it more palpable as well. However, that's it. That's all for now. Go on your journey if you haven't already, and if you are in your journey, congratulations. It is the most beautiful journey of life you will ever go on. Everything else from here on out is just an extension of that journey. Alrighty, much love. Stay blessed.